Hello, today is July 13th, 2026, and I've been doing a July challenge, doubled. It's World Watercolor Month, and they have a one-word challenge prompt for every day of July, but it also is Messy Art July, and they have like a little random phrase, and combining the two of them has been really giving me some interesting challenges. So the first one I have to show you is from July 5th. It was poetry and vintage kitchen. And I thought of my grandmother's kitchen, where she had no running water. She had a cook stove that she used firewood and coal in, and it had a reservoir where water was kept hot, but she hauled water in by the buckets from her sister's ranch in Meeteetse, Wyoming. And she had a dough table, she had a water pitcher, she had a washboard with a wringer, and in the basement for keeping canned foods and root vegetables, hanging up strands of woven garlic and onions, lots of supplies from her own garden and from the farms around Cody, Wyoming. And we made so many sugar cookies because she gave them away in little green strawberry baskets to all the senior centers, all the shut-ins that she knew. We'd make a literal gross, a dozen sugar cookies and make Easter baskets and Christmas baskets and dye eggs from her hens. And then my brother and I would be the ones that would go door to door knocking and handing out the baskets each holiday. So that was July 5th. The next challenge was hope and a garden. So this was the lighted garden that they have up at Shore Acres in Charleston, Oregon. At Christmas time, they have the Japanese garden year round. They have rose gardens, but every Christmas their light display is just gorgeous. And then this was Path and Lemon Market. So I did easy peasy lemon squeezy with lemonade, lemon curd, lemon pies, and just fresh lemons. And it made me hungry. That's what I can say about that one. Then the next one was smoke and forest library. And I thought about book burning, but I didn't feel like in the mood to paint book burning stuff, so I went for a peaceful forest library, the kind I'd love to explore, and a cat, because libraries need a cat. Okay. Then the next one was aged and book nook, cozy book nook. And I've written 9 books now. So I used my book spines to make the book nook, and I made it be an Oregon Trail scene because one of my novels doubled time on the Oregon Trail. And aged because this one was up on the birthday when I turned 63, which was kind of fun because I was born in 63. So then, what did we have? Floating tea shop. But I can't remember what the other word was for it. Anyway, my floating tea shop. Oh, whimsical. My whimsical floating tea shop. And it was fun. I would go there. Then again, obviously I don't turn down pastries and cakes and hot tea very often. Then we had summer ice cream cart. And I went for my very favorite memories. I loved the Flintstones when I was a kid. And then later on, I loved the sherbet and vanilla ice cream twist cones that you could get at Flintstone Village in Custer, South Dakota. And dinosaurs, because you know, who doesn't love dinosaurs? If they don't love dinosaurs, don't trust them. And then I had Strike and Secret Fairy Bakery. So I thought about a bunch of like elves on strike out in front of the bakery, but I went with lightning strike, powering the hidden oven with lots of cinnamon rolls, chocolate chip cookies, brownies, cakes, and pies, and fairy bakers. And then today we had spicy, and we had ocean in a jar. So I went for an ocean in a bottle, but with sunset colors, because the reds and oranges are kind of like hot pepper colors. So that's my spicy ocean in a jar, and that's as far as I've gotten today. So thanks again for watching. I hope you're enjoying your summer. I had a very fun birthday. We did a campground picnic up by Oregon Caves, and then got to do the tour through the cave. I wimped out about halfway through. Took the exit that they call the 110 exit, because the stairs were making my legs go numb and I was starting to be afraid I was gonna fall. But it was really, really fun. I've done caves my whole life, everywhere from Pennsylvania to Minnesota to Wyoming to South Dakota to Oregon. And when I was in college, we actually did some real cave mapping and spelunking. But this old body is not doing those belly crawls through narrow little crevices anymore. Anyway, I was already saying goodbye, so have a great day. Bye.